It's Casey Ellert with Bass Pro Outdoors, and today we're coming back to a lake we were at last week where we smoked them on drop shots and finesse. And at the end I started throwing a big jig and I thumped a few fish. So we're going to build off of that today. We got a storm that went through last night, overcast, a lot different than the previous week. We're going to throw this big bait out in this deep water using our Mega Live, our Mega 360 on our Apex and Solix units, and we're going to see if we can just pound some big fish. Let's see what happens. Okay, I got some wood, cabbage. There, we just came through the wood. You can see him on that live, 854. Feels like a good one. Tanker. First fish of the morning. Oh, we start like this. Big jigs, big trailers, big bass. Check that out. What a start. We're throwing a 5/8 ounce Waze swimmer for Megabass. We got a 5-inch Spark Shad on the back. It's a heck of a pair. You can work it like a jig, you can crawl it slow and that blade's flicking. It's put a lot of big fish in the boat. I have 40-pound braid, and then I have about a 5 to 7 foot leader of 20-pound fluorocarbon. Okay, back in position where I can see that first piece of wood sticking up off the bottom. I like to mix up my retrieve when I first start to see what the fish want. If they want just a straight, slow retrieve, that's super easy. But if you're not getting bit, then I like to crash it back in the bottom and then just start it again. A lot of times that'll trigger the fish. Oh, that fish mouthed it and it just didn't feel like it had it, like it swam behind it. When I set the hook, you could feel it pull out of its mouth. If those marks are all fish, holy cow, there's a school over there on that deep side where it drops off. Oh, there's a bite. Yep, it's a fish. It feels like a big fish. I gotta get out of here so it doesn't get me in the weeds. This is a really big fish. Holy smokes. So we found that gravel patch and we've been catching fish on the gravel. But the key to this one, we saw a bunch of marks on the drop off past the gravel. First cast in that deeper water. When I say deep, I'm talking like, 12 to 14 feet. But for this lake, that's deep. Those fish are on the back edge of it. This is that light watermelon 4-inch Hasdown Shad. It's the straight tail version, not the paddle tail. Very natural, soft movement in the water, natural movement. I'm just nose hooking that on a BKK drop shot hook. Arsenal tungsten. Here's a fish. There's fish on the hump. That's a great sign. Let's get that back out there and get some more. There, he came back. That looks more round on the Mega Live. Let's see if we can. Stump. Okay, full free now. You can see it 10:55. Oh my God, there's a school following it up. It's a giant. Whatever's following it are all the same size. What do we got here? What do we got here? There's a school of giants. Please stay on. Please stay on. Oh. Oh my gosh, a giant bass. Look at that. There was a school, 5 or 6 more, just like it. Oh my God. Unbelievable. We are on a mother lode on this sunken hump. Oh, look at that. Okay, so that big bass had a bunch following it, and they looked active. And he had stuck me into that tree branch on a finesse tackle. So instead of doing that, I'm gonna see if I can get one to bite on this jig. Now earlier they weren't biting this, but when you have multiple fish like that and they're big, they're competing for food. So we're gonna give them just what they want. Then we're gonna use this little bunker buster and hammer it to them. Okay. multiple fish. 11:05 real time. My jig is on the bottom. I'm going to start slowly reeling it through there. First cast of that big jig. This could be a fun stretch right here. I don't know about you, but I don't think those fish are going anywhere. Multiple marks out at 70 feet. I should have just got to them. 11:11. Marks all over on the graph. There's one. Oh, I had it. There. You can see it coming up. Looks like a big fish. Yeah. Jig. So they're not biting that jig as good as I want them to be. So I'm gonna mix it up here with a drop shot. You know, they'd seen that jig quite a few casts. I could keep moving for active fish, but at the same time I'm on a load of them. That drop shot will clean them up. That's a pretty good fish cleaning up after that jig was through there. There are fish swimming everywhere. 11:33. Let's get her back out there. That one swam up behind it while I was swimming it in slow. Feels like a really good fish. Oh my God. thumping big jig fish. We picked up that drop shot rod and cleaned up some, but man, a lot of them weren't that, I mean, they were quality fish, but we just got out 50 feet into fresh water in this hump, and right away, another big fish. Big school. Arms are dead. That's a better one. Oh, I love big fish. I love them. Was 137. That's a Thanks for watching this episode of Bass Brawl Outdoors, busting bass out of the kayak. I have so much fun with my electronics. I know a lot of guys bash them. Whatever, I don't care. I'm going to keep fishing with them. If what you saw today doesn't look fun, I guess I don't know what to tell you, but I've been fishing for 40 plus years. I love catching fish. Yep, I love figuring them out, but you know what? I am figuring them out. I'm on a lake with no contour maps. I use Google Earth, old imagery, and some other sites that have aerials, and I trace the high spots back when this water wasn't flooded. I came out to these spots today, sunken hump. I had no idea it was there. Pulled up to it, the thing was loaded. I mean, you saw in the video, it was crazy. These electronics aren't just a guarantee for fish. You still gotta put your time in. And when I'm watching these fish, I'm learning. So you know what? I'm benefiting myself to be a better angler by pushing myself, figuring out what these fish are doing. Every day they're changing. Their mood, location, you still have to find them. The better you are at these electronics, the faster you can figure out. I can watch a fish, and if they're following my bait and they're not biting, it's totally switch up your lure and give them something else. Today I wanted to push that big jig on those fish. That's what I wanted to do. Yep, first fish was a 5-pounder. Well, then I fished for an hour, barely had another bite. Switched to finesse, boom, started putting fish in. Got to a new spot, tried the jig, bam, fish were going on that spot. So each spot can be different on what those fish want. Mix it up and just keep giving those fish different presentations and let them tell you what they want. Finesse rods, heavy duty rods, get out there, fish offshore, structure and cover, and get ready to hold on. And you might need an arm sling because the way my arm feels right now, I won't have to work out for about a month.